Creo que hemos pillado a este policía. A ver, investigaciones personales por el heredero del cuerpo.
What do you know of this Raven's heir?
He tried to blow me up.
Rob, we don't know who we're dealing with yet.
In any event, the new Raven is a more dangerous man than the old one.
How do you know it's a man? It could just as easily be a woman.
Or several men.
And anyway, how do you know that it's a new Raven?
Monsieur?
Never mind.
Un segundo. Hola, Samuel.
I hope you'll acknowledge that I, as a Swiss policeman, can undertake investigations in my own country.
Are we still in Switzerland?
I could be your eyes on the train, as long as you're here in the freight car.
Oh, really?
Bolso. Compartimiento de arqueólogo.
There is a certain Professor Lucien on the train. He's an archaeologist from London.
And what's his story?
Well, it seems someone locked him out of his compartment.
Locked him out.
Well, yes. The door is locked and he's standing outside without a key.
Hola,
Was it locked from
Cristian.
inside?
It may have been. Do you think the locked door
¿Soy
would be
yo
important?
el quien?
Professor Lucien plays an important role in this story. Well then, Constable Zellner, be my eyes and ears on the train and see that Professor Lucien gets back into his compartment.
Ah, ese oso quieres decir,
Report
¿no?
back to me when you're through.
My
He entendido
pleasure,
soy
monsieur.
yo. Pues ese oso. Champion, soy yo champion.
And then there's the Baroness. She's missing her purse.
Baroness von Trebitz. Interesting.
Indeed, sir.
But it has nothing to do with our case.
So I shouldn't concern myself with the matter.
Why not? It's your job as a policeman. But don't expect me to be particularly interested in a lost purse.
I go attend to
Pues
the
sí que
door now.
interesa.
Good. And, Constable Zellner,
Yes?
don't bother us unless you have something new to report.
Of course. A thief might get anxious if there's too much activity in the freight car.
Exactement. Knock twice. Then we'll know that
Es verdad,
it's
hay un bolso que han robado, tengo que recuperarlo y no sé quién lo ha robado. Y muchas cosas, tengo que dar ese bolso para que me ayude a hacer otra cosa
An
y...
investigation on behalf of Legrand that takes me one step closer. If I can convince him of my competence, I might even be able to see this case through to the end.
Investigar el caso hasta el final.
Locked.
Bang, bang!
Ja, el
Don't
minico
move.
de
Mad,
siempre.
have you gone mad?
I'll shoot. Hey, my pistol!
You'll get it back in Venice. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
They do too. One just flew past the window.
Yes, yes, sure. Now get
Venga,
moving.
desfila.
Oh, man.
The box is secured with a padlock. I won't be able to open it without a key. The ladder leads up to the roof. It will be suicidal to climb up there while the train is at full speed.
Hay que
The
mirar
wind,
todo.
tunnels. No, I'll stay down here.
No voy a entrar, voy a hablar con esta gente a ver. Tenía el periódico. Vamos a entrar primero al vagón. Hay uno que está mirando a este hombre. A ver. Buah, me pongo de doy media vuelta. Anda, esta libreta. El regreso del cuerpo. Inspector Nicola Neni, que es el que estábamos hablando, de gafas. Tenemos a un profesor, el violinista, que pone aquí, violinista. No he hablado con él. No lo he visto sospechoso, pero claro, Dios sabe. Este no sé quién es. Esta señora sí, una escritora que ha venido en el tren. ¿La misma? No, no sé quién es esto. Lesa von Traipitz. Así la del bolso. Es que no le he visto la cara. Sí, esta es la escritora, muy simpática. Y este es el que está ahí hablando, doctor Burnett y agente Robert Oliver, dos sospechosos que teníamos ahí. Que bueno, tampoco... Vale. Voy a ver el periódico. Esto es cerrar, no es pasar hoja, ¿no? Voy a hablar con el hombre este. Una pistola. Pistola de madera. A ver, déjame chafardear esto.
Matt will get his pistol back in Venice. That and a good dressing down.
Se la ha robado por estar ahí jugando fuera del tren, o sea, ahí donde hemos estado ahí fuera, porque es peligroso hablar.
I'd better let him read his newspaper if I don't have any pressing questions.
Oh, Constable?
Mira, quiere hablar conmigo, bien, 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 a ver qué sabe.
Yes, ma'am.
Sí, señora.
My son didn't make any trouble for you, I hope.
Mi hijo,
It's just that
¿verdad?
he
Ah, su
just
hijo.
walked past us, silent and seething. That's usually a sign that someone's laid
Por-
down law.
I'm afraid so. He played a trick on me, a rather dangerous one. The lad left me no choice but to take away his wooden pistol as a punishment.
I understand. And thank you. Maddie is a very
Me lo
lively
agradece por
child.
quitarle lo que
Sometimes
le he
he's
hecho.
a strong fatherly
Quitarle la
hand.
pistola y
Where's
darle
Matt's
una
father,
regañina.
if I may ask?
Se fue.
He's gone.
Ah, I understand.
Could you, leave Maddie's pistol here, perhaps? So you don't have to bother with it?
Of course. I told him he wouldn't get it back until Venice.
Toma. Su pistola.
Very well. Thank you again, Constable.
Y vigila a su niño, por favor.
An extraordinary woman. Talented, intellectual, extremely rich, and the most successful writer of all time. Yet, they say she can be difficult on occasion, and that she's rather unhappy. Excuse me, Lady Westmacott.
Constable Zellner, how can I help you?
Coming back to the other passengers again, did you notice anyone else? What about the doctor or the Baroness?
I notice that you've asked me about everyone, except for the inspector who went in the direction of the freight car a few minutes ago. Isn't that the Frenchman who made his name when he caught the Raven?
I wouldn't quite say caught.
Well, shot. Why don't you ask me about him and my theory about what he's doing here?
I don't think we should discuss Inspector Legrand's investigation in public.
Legrand, right. That was his name. Will he save the day again? Or will you, Constable?
Another time. Farewell, Lady Westmacott.
Constable?
¿Quieres ser el héroe? ¿Quién queréis que sea el héroe?
The steward must have forgotten the toothpicks. Normally he would offer them discreetly after dinner.
Coger un palillo.
The steward must have forgotten the toothpicks. Normally he would offer them discreetly after dinner.
Esto me lo cojo yo. Aquí hay algo. Ir al siguiente vagón. A ver. Tenemos que ir hablando con todos ahora porque los que hemos ido donde están las mercancías, hay esos dos ahí. No sé. Mira, el pobre profesor. Ay, sí, con el palillo pueda.
The Baroness seems to have a special personality. I better
No
not
tengo el
bother her
bolso.
until I find her purse. Professor Lucien?
Yes? Do you have the key?
Actually, I wanted to.
Please. I have to go back to my compartment.
Te lo sé.
The bolt is too short to get a good grip on it. I'm at a loss without a key or a proper tool.
No creo que con un palillo podemos hacer algo, pero bueno.
I bought it last week at a flea market. I like it because it tells a story. I suppose the previous owner bought himself a newer one. This one still works just fine, though.
Voy a hablar con este no he hablado yo. Se le ve un tanto nervioso.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hola. Hola.
If I'm not mistaken, you're a violinist.
That's true.
A wonderful instrument. The violin music touches the soul.
That's why I learned to play it.
Do you play in an orchestra?
No, orchestras aren't really part of my world.
A solo violinist. The best soloists travel a great deal and make a pile of money, or so they say.
In that case, I'm probably not one of the best.
Are you traveling to Istanbul non-stop?
No. I'll transfer in Venice to a ship.
Venecia, me suena
I'm on
algo.
my way to Cairo.
Cairo?
I'm performing at the reception in the Egyptian Museum there.
I'm sure your recital will be a great success. But tell me, did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Anything unusual?
Persons acting suspiciously, for instance.
For heaven's sake, is there cause for concern?
Everything is in order, sir. We Swiss are
Mira,
just
¿qué le
very
molesta
cautious
ahí?
people.
I understand.
Con la puerta.
No, I didn't notice anything.
A passenger is missing her purse. Perhaps you've seen it.
So, there are thieves on the train.
It's been missing for some time now. Probably since Zurich.
The Swiss don't let go of money easily, do they? Oh, pardon me. No, I haven't seen the purse.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
extrañito. ¿Qué pasa si abro la ventana? Voy a abrir.
Would you be so kind as to close the window? I don't want to sit in the draught.
Oh, pardon me.
Ay, déjame abrir. Ay, qué fino.
Matt doesn't really seem to be content.
Ya lo sé, no me doy contento después de lo que le he hecho. No me extraña. Voy a hablar con él. Venga.
Hello, Matt.
Hola, Matt.
Oh, come on. Are you going to be angry with me for the rest of the trip?
Until I get my pistol back.
I gave it to your mother.
Oh, man. Couldn't you have just raked me over the coals?
Would you have learned anything from that?
I didn't learn anything from this either.
Come on, Matt. Did you really think that you can ignore me for longer than I can ignore you? I'm Swiss. It's practically a national sport.
¿Por qué no he venido yo? Tenemos que investigar esto.
The large map shows the different routes of the Orient Express. This train began in Paris and ends in Istanbul as usual. Unfortunately, it will make most of its journey without me.
¿Hasta dónde iba este chico? Voy a ver con él.
There could be many reasons for the violinist's shaking hand. Strained nerves, an illness. My money's on alcohol. It wouldn't be the first musician who ruined his career that way. This is the first car. The coal tender should be directly beyond this door, and in front of it, the engine. The train covers many...
No puedo abrirlo. Aquí hay algo. Voy a hacer una bromita. Se va a enfadar.
I have no reason to bother
tengo
the
que
violinist. He can stay in
lo
the stuffy
sabía.
hay. I have...
A ver, Estambul.
I don't know what... Matt is digging in his heels. I won't get anything out of him as long as he's angry with me.
Pues nada, le dejaré que... ¿Qué pasa? ¿Así es chiquillo? O sea, ¿me queréis quedar o hago en el bolso? Su madre. Dios, cómo lo trata. Se ve que es muy malo este niño, ¿eh?
The violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape in the world. But one can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he. Matt is digging in his heels. I won't get anything... Should I ask for an autograph? That will be quite unprofessional. But on the other hand...
He cogido historias detectivescas. Bien.
I like
Estaba leyendo
it
eso.
describes life in...
Cuando empezó el juego estaba él leyendo eso. No hay manera, ¿verdad, muchacho?
The Baroness, I better...
Que así no vas a abrir la puerta. Esos golpecitos no hacen nada, hombre. Siéntate y descansa. Duérmete. Sé que quieres ir a tu vagón. A tu, sí. Tu camelino.
Excuse me, Lady Westmacott.
Constable Zellner, how can I help you?
I was wondering if you might...
Sign your book, Constable Zellner?
If it isn't too much of an inconvenience.
Of course it's an inconvenience, but
Me
only
va
a
a
small
firmar.
one.
Me va a firmar a ver si consigo algo.
You are welcome.
Ah, qué
Thank you
rápido,
so
pero sí.
very much. Are you traveling to Istanbul, Lady Westmacott?
No, we are on our way to Venice. From there, we will take a ship to Cairo.
Van todos
As
al
you may
Cairo.
know, I have a penchant for archaeology. I fund a few excavations in Egypt. I traveled to Egypt by ship as a young woman. And now I'm doing it
El
again
otro
as
también
an
va.
old woman.
I see. Another time. Farewell, Lady Westmacott.
Constable?
Mrs. Miller made a good impression. She wanted to protect Lady Westmacott from me, a pushy admirer. Very diligent. But she does seem a little nervous and tense. I imagine she has her work cut out.
Uy, lo que estamos plantando. Quiero verlo.
For brave Constable Anton Jakob Zellner, whose time shall surely come. Clarissa Westmacott, DBE.
Vale.
An autograph from Clarissa West. That's not...
Voy a ver si fue que hay algo. Esto.
Maybe if I just suck it.
Hay muchas cosas. Voy a presionar todo.
The steward probably uses the scissors on hard to open packages. These days nearly everything is sealed up tight. A colleague recently told me about dry powdered soup in small bags. I couldn't believe it. The pad on which the steward writes orders, empty. Maybe he didn't use it because there's not much to do today. I don't need the pad, but the pencil might come in handy. A shortwave radio. It's amazing how small these things have become in the last 10 years. Perhaps he keeps the compartment keys in there. Lock.
Está cerrado.
The lock is so cheap that I could easily pick it. If I want to impress Legrand, I should probably just do it. He's famous for his unconventional methods. I need a bit of need a... I won't eat any just now. It would be rather embarrassing if I met Legrand and wasn't able to open my mouth because it's been stuck shut, or because I lost some teeth. An autograph from Clarissa Westmacott. That's not something that happens every day. She's very reserved, unapproachable, they say.
Un lápiz. Leer periódico.
Stuart's pencil. Probably one of the most traveled pencils in the world. When I scratch the pencil's lead with the scissors, I get fine graphite powder. I won't get a Nobel Prize for the idea, but graphite powder will bring out fingerprints at a pinch.
Esto, algo que pone ahí recoger. Examinar los caramelos, ya los he examinado. Abrir cajón.
Pills for my heart. I'm supposed to take one if I have trouble. My daughter insisted that, but I wasn't about to change my mind. The wooden toothpicks are packed into small paper wrappers. Nothing unusual. I need a bit of... I need a bit of wow or something. This is the steward's better. I made the acquaintance of Dr. Gebhardt on the platform in Zurich. I'd better let him read his news. I'd better let him read his... The box is secure. The box. Inspector Legrand was quite clear. I'm only to enter the freight car if there's news to report. Inspector Legrand was quite clear. I scraped a small amount of graphite off the pencil lead. The powder is very fine, practically dust. Inspect, I'm only... There are thousands of things I would like to ask her, but nothing would justify neglecting my duties here on the train. Mrs. Miller?
Yes?
Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I was totally focused on my work.
She's always got an awful lot to do, my Mary.
You have to tell me if that's not all right with you.
Good Lord, child. Knit as much as you want.
So, nothing out of the ordinary.
No, Constable.
Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
An autograph from Clarissa. That's not...
Vamos a ver si podemos averiguar esto.
The Baroness seems to have a special personality. I better not bother her until I find her purse. I scraped a small... First, I better see about getting the door open, and then have another talk with the professor. It doesn't seem like I'll get anything out of him as long as the door is still locked. I need the right key or a proper tool to get the door open. The door is locked. I'm at a loss without a key or a proper tool. First, I better see about get doesn't. I bought it last week at a flea market. I like it because it tells a story. I suppose the previous owner bought himself a newer one. This one still works just fine, though. There could be many reasons for the violinist's shaking hand. Strained nerves, an illness, my money. The violinist is a good-looking fellow. And he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain lands for one can. Matt is digging in his heels. I won't get anything out of him as long... Would you like a butterscotch?
You think you can bribe me?
I have no reason to. You made trouble and got punished for it. Take it as a peace offering.
Just 4?
If I'm faster than you, there'll only be 3.
Hey!
Friends again?
Puede que sí.
All right then. And no
Bien,
dangerous
bien.
nonsense anymore.
Okay.
How old are you, Matt?
In 8 months, I'll be 9 years old.
And do you already know what you want to be when you grow up? A burglar?
No. We'll see. Maybe an actor.
Really? Well, I don't know. You need a lot of talent for that. I'm an actor in a theater group, you know?
You are?
Oh, yes. And I'm one of the best in our group, if I may say so. I get really deep into my roles, you know? I don't just talk like the character. I think like him. I become him. It's the only way to... Matt, are you okay?
I think you just have to be good at copying things to be an actor.
That wasn't bad. Disturbing, but not bad. Tell me, have you seen the steward anywhere?
No. He was walking around a little while ago, though.
Hopefully they didn't forget him in Zurich.
What's he supposed to do?
I'm looking for a key to open a compartment door.
Did you check his things behind the counter?
I'm sure the drawers will be locked.
Can't you break it open? Or pick the lock like the Raven?
Perhaps. But I'd need a piece of wire or something like that.
Ask my mom. She has a lot of hairpins. She doesn't like the wind messing up her hair.
Thanks for the tip. The Baroness in the second compartment over there is missing her purse. Do you have any idea where it could be?
Do I ever? That guy over there with the violin case?
What about?
He picked up something in Zurich and put it in his violin case.
Really?
Yeah, and he made sure that nobody saw him.
But you saw him.
Uh-huh.
Did you also see what it was?
Nah, not really. But now that I think of it, it must have been the Baroness's purse.
I should look into it, shouldn't I?
I think so.
Your mother is Lady Westmacott's companion, correct?
Yeah, but it's not like you think. At first I thought, boy, you must be really wicked if you need to pay for friends. But the lady's really okay. A bit odd and really old. But other than that, she's great. She likes me.
The lady has peculiar taste.
Hey!
You and your mother, do you both live on Lady Westmacott's estate?
I'm only there for the holidays. Most of the time I'm at boarding school.
I imagine that's not very pleasant.
No, it's fine. I have friends there. You always have to be so quiet in the lady's house. And I'm not allowed to bring any friends.
Such a big house with so many places to hide and no one to play hide and seek with.
You said it.
And how long has your mother worked for the lady?
2 years.
And your father? What does he do?
He stayed home. I used to go fishing with him. And hunting. He even let me shoot a real gun.
And then?
Then Mom fought with him. And he left. I was 7.
So long.
So longer.
The wooden toothpicks are packed nothing unusual. The violin case looks pretty old, but that doesn't say anything about the quality of the violin. The best violins are often in the oldest cases. Excuse me, sir. About the purse.
Ah, yes? Has it been found?
Someone saw you with your violin case on the platform in Zurich.
What's the meaning of this? I didn't steal anything.
Nobody said you did. I just wanted to ask you whether you might have noticed anything on the platform.
Ah, well,
Why did you think I was accusing you?
well, I thought because you mentioned my violin case in the context of the purse.
Apropos, may I have a look at your violin? It must be a very extraordinary piece.
Oh, that's not possible. It's a genuine Guarneri.
Very valuable.
Very. And also very sensitive.
What could harm it here? Light? Air? May I ask you to open the violin case?
No, you may not. I'm not guilty of anything.
I'm afraid I have to insist.
Then I'm afraid you need a warrant. I will not stand back and let you rifle through my belongings.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
I think the violinist is hiding something. But to be sure that Matt was right, I have to get a look in the violin case. How can I do that without the violinist's consent?
No sé qué quiere de carumparilla. Un polvo. Tirarle un polvo a eso. Tirarle a él un polvo. Para que se vaya al aseo. A ver si mi amigo se le ocurre algo. Yo estoy...
All right, Matt. Tell me now. The violinist won't let me check his violin case.
Of course he won't. He's hiding something. Try and distract him, then you can have a look at his case.
What do you suggest?
Bueno, vamos a tener que hacer
I
esto.
could tell him there's a suitcase full of money in the next carriage. If he's a thief, he'll definitely want to take a look at it.
I don't think he'll fall for that.
Or I can insult him and then run away. He'll try to catch me, and you'll have a chance to look in that violin case.
Now that I think about it, this is something I have to attend to on my own. It would be expecting a bit much from a little boy.
Little boy? You must be kidding.
Sorry, Sheriff, but your idea about distracting him is good all the same. So long.
So longer.
I think the violinist is hiding something. But to be sure that Matt was right, I have to get a look in the violin case. How can I do that without the violinist's consent? The violinist is uncooperative. I have... Matt says the what? I have no idea what I'd say to Matt.
Ah, mira. Esto no sabía yo. Todas estas pistas. A ver, abrir la puerta del profesor. La puerta del profesor está cerrada por dentro. Quedar con el modo de abrir. Después de venir bien para abrir la puerta del profesor. Solo necesito la llave. Los empleados de la... ¿Cómo abrir el cajón? Vale. Encontrar el bolso de...
From Clara. That's not.
What are you doing? Didn't I make myself clear? The window stays closed.
You're not alone on this train. I want the window open.
Ah!
Swiss politeness doesn't seem to be what it used to be. I'm not going to catch a cold because of you. Go somewhere else if you don't like it.
I've no idea what I'd... That makes no sense. The violinist would close the window immediately, and I wouldn't have enough time to search his violin case.
A ver cómo si tengo otra pista. Aquí, no se puede aquí. Aquí antes había algo que hacer.
There are thousands of things I would like to ask her, but nothing would... Mrs. Miller?
Yes?
Please excuse my unusual request, but Matt said you have some hairpins. Could I borrow one?
One of my hairpins?
It's a long story. It would be a big help.
Well, if you really need one.
Go ahead, Mary. The constable won't do it any harm. Will you, Mr. Zellner?
Of course not, madam.
Gracias.
Is this one okay?
It'll do nicely, madam. How very kind of you. Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
suddenly, it's me who's the thief on the train.
Tengo que hacerlo. Si no, no sé.
That was easier than expected. Batteries, a toothbrush, shaving brush, but not the key to the compartment door. Just this one. Too small for the door, but it might still be useful.
Una llave
Key
pequeña.
to a
Igual
padlock.
es eso, ¿no?
I'm sure. A shortwave.
Vale, vale. Creo, chicos, que la llave está... Esta llave es de esto. Vamos a ver. Y si no, es para la puerta de ese. Esto me va a ayudar mucho. ¡Sí!
That's it.
Ya está.
There we go. This should help.
No ha pasado nada. Unas pinzas.
Inspector, I'm only...
Unas pinzas, ¿para qué? ¿Para qué? ¿Para qué unas pinzas? Para ayudar a hacer la llave, ¿no?
Thank you for your hairpin, Mrs. Miller. It really got me out of a jam.
Oh, really? That's good to hear. And thank you for bringing it back to me. Not everybody would have.
I'm a Swiss policeman, madam. I couldn't do otherwise even
Lo
if I
que
tried.
se da, se devuelve. Gracias, somos de amables.
I think it's although
Vamos a ver si puedo ayudarte.
no, that's a totally different key. This one is made for a padlock. I need a bigger key with a square indentation or a proper I bet I could really get a grip on the bolt with these.
Well, come on then, hurry up.
Hola.
Hello?
Hola.
I
Hola.
barely left the window ajar.
Bonito.
Nothing to see.
Se le ha ido el gorro.
Ah.
Are you okay?
Yes. Fine.
¿Que ha hecho algo?
I'd like to have a look around the compartment.
Oh, of course.
Tiene algo sospechoso.
Assuming there really was someone in the compartment, and he climbed out the window, where's he gone? Professor Lucien?
Yes?
Do you have any idea why the door was locked?
I don't know. Maybe the constant vibrations caused the lock to lock itself.
You can't possibly believe that.
Well, then what's your theory?
The conductor could have locked it from the outside. On the other hand, it could have been someone here in the compartment who locked the door from the inside.
Who? And where have they gone?
They could have climbed out there.
Who would be that insane?
You tell me, Professor. So, what are you hiding in your bag? What do you have that would be worth stealing?
No, nothing.
No valuables?
Certainly not. Not on my salary.
It was enough for a first-class compartment on a luxury train.
That's
Eso es verdad.
my business.
You're playing a dangerous game, Professor Lucien. Godspeed, Professor Lucien.
Thanks.
Sí. Sí. Professor
The good
Lucien.
professor is hiding something. It would be good if I could find out more about him. The Baroness, I better not bother her until I... The Baroness seems to have, I better not bother...
Aquí se ve algo muy raro.
Professor Lucien.
Door is open. How can I help you, Constable 7?
I'd like to have a look around the compartment.
Oh, of course.
Ah, vale.
Bible, Grimm's Fairy Tales, Moby Dick, and gin, whiskey, and rum. What's this?
What do you have there?
It's a button. From a suit or a uniform, I guess.
The burglar might have lost it.
Maybe. Or maybe not. If I notice anyone with a missing button on his jacket, I'll ask him about it. But I wouldn't get my hopes up. If there was a burglar, he climbed out the window and jumped off the train. Did the burglar leave any clues? Here's something. Might be fingerprints.
Esto está dejando mucho.
I really want, but I can't just write.
Profesor. El botón, mira. Momento de prosolución. Está cerrada desde fuera o desde dentro. Pero cerrado. Creo que la puerta está cerrada desde dentro. ¿Y qué? Escapó por la ventana, es esto. Aquí, hola. visto tus cosas, pues solo los de todo.
I scraped. They're tough to make up. If I had a forensics kit, I could make the prints visible with carbon powder.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to make what I suspect are fingerprints visible.
And? Found anything?
Unfortunately, no. There are only a couple of fingerprints on the window. It was probably cleaned before departure, but the prints I can see look like glove marks.
But wouldn't you expect that? What professional burglar
Detective
wouldn't wear
certero.
gloves?
Which makes me wonder what a professional burglar would hope to find in your compartment.
I don't have anything to say to that.
I thought as much. It was worth a try. I can only make out faint traces. Whoever was in this compartment was wearing gloves. Wow. You have a very nice fountain pen. Privacy.
If you'd managed to
A key to a padlock, I'm sure. Professor Lucien?
Yes?
Godspeed, Professor Lucien.
Thanks.
The Baroness, I better not... I think the but how the violin I have no idea. That make
Pues me he quedado muy atascado, no sé ya qué hacer. Ah, mira, mira.
Pardon me, sir.
We could have used you a few minutes ago.
Quiero ver con ese.
I think it's... Although...
A ver si lo veo.
The Baronet... I better not... Professor Lucien.
Door is open.
How can I help you, Constable Zellner? Godspeed, thanks.
Solo quería ver que no estaba aquí dentro.
I've no idea. I've no...
Vamos para allá. El profesor de gafas, ¿te acuerdas este? Que cree que es un detective y se botó. No sé, yo soy
There are thousands, but nothing would... I think... Although... Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
Ah, Mr. Zellner.
I've been wondering why you're wearing gloves. Are your hands really so sensitive? Or are you cold?
Nah, well, it's an old habit. As a doctor, one is so conscious of all the pathogens, bacteria, and viruses that surround us. Though, of course, perhaps I do tend to be a bit too cautious.
I know exactly what you mean. As a policeman, I sense subterfuge and lies everywhere. Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
I made the acquaintance of Dr. Gebhardt on the platform in Zurich. I scraped a... Inspector Lebron?
Anything to report?
I I got Professor Lucien into his compartment using a pair of pliers.
Did you notice anything inside the compartment?
The window was open. Someone could have climbed out.
And the professor?
Acted suspiciously. He rummaged around in his leather bag.
And?
He seemed to have found what he was searching for.
Good. Good work.
Now, perhaps you could give me some information.
All right. We should...
What? The light's gone out.
Flashlights! Ah! Get off me!
Caja fuerte.
There, sir. An envelope.
Una pluma. La
My dear
profesora.
Nico, you should take a closer look at the box. R.
What the dickens? It's a...
Away with it! Take cover!
Toma. No, que estaba en el vagón aquel. Pistola. Para examinar objetos del inventario, selecciona y pulsa círculo.
Oh, dear. Oh.
Is everyone all right? Are you hurt? Quick thinking. Well done, Zellner.
I think the tunnel collapsed.
Then he's trapped. Hurry, we have to lock the second exit.
Sir, there's a fire up ahead. The engine's burning.
It's a distraction. Hurry, block the exit.
But, sir...
The fire will consume all the oxygen.
He's right, Inspector. A fire in a narrow tunnel is extremely dangerous.
Merde. Go to the front of the train, find the engineer, and tell him to move the train out of the tunnel.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready? You have to uncouple the freight car. You understand?
I understand.
I'll see to the passengers. They should all wait in the tunnel. We'll check each one in turn as they go out.
Let's get to it.
Vamos a ver.
I bought it. It was pills for my heart. I'm supposed... My God, what a fire. I hope Constable Oliver can at least...
A ver, tengo que desenganchar.
The wheels came off the track during the explosion. Even if it were possible... I'm sure I could uncouple the car if I only had enough light to see what I'm doing. I'm sure... I bought it last week, second-hand. I liked it because it was... Calling Black Lady. No good. Insufficient alcohol content. For practical purposes.
Magnum.
Champagne. The finest. Maybe we'll... A lot was damaged by the sudden, but the bowl was thick enough to survive the fall.
Oh, pardon me. I did not mean to scare you.
What are you doing here, Doctor?
Legrand asked me to check whether there are any passengers left on the train.
Really? No one is here, except for me and you.
Excellent. Then I will continue searching at the front.
How are the passengers?
They are in a state of shock, of course. The blackout and the sudden stop were frightening enough, but then the explosion, the dust, everyone rushed for the exits. I was helping the American woman bring Lady Westmacott to safety. They are waiting outside in the tunnel. One entrance is blocked by a fire, and the other one seems to have collapsed.
Did anyone act suspiciously before the explosion? Did anyone leave their seat, for example?
I was the only one on the train who wasn't seated when the freight car exploded. Thank God. Otherwise, I would have been caught by the blast as well.
You certainly were lucky.
Perhaps I was. What happened over there? The inspector said something about gas canisters that exploded.
He didn't want to scare you. The truth is, it was a bomb meant to kill him and the Bobby.
My God. An attack? But who would...
The investigations are ongoing, but first we have to get the burning train out of the tunnel.
Oh, of course.
Continue to search the train. I'll decouple the buried freight car.
All right.
Doctor? Can you give me a few matches?
Oh, certainly.
Thanks. I'll meet you outside.
Do hurry.
I bought it last week. It was... I should concentrate. I noticed the extinguisher earlier. Doesn't match the decor. I suppose that the railway company had to comply with safety regulations at the cost of aesthetics. It'd be useless against the fire out there, and it's too cumbersome to carry around. At best, I can use it here. All right, let's go. The other passengers escaped from the train. I can see their silhouettes in the light of the fire. If I don't hurry up and uncouple the freight car, they'll suffocate. A fine, but probably doesn't burn... The last of the... I should come... I don't see Legrand or the constable, but I can make out the silhouettes of some of the passengers. They seem to be unscathed. All the same, the fire is getting bigger, and I don't have much time. The fire...
Vamos a ver cómo salgo de aquí. Puedo escapar.
The inspector's trap failed. Worse than that, he turned the table to win again. It's still quite warm and too warped to open. I bought it last week. It was...
Sí, voy. Madre mía.
Hello? Nothing.
Voy. No.
There's a noticeable draft here. The ladder will be...
¿Eh?
I can feel... but I can't...
Sí. Voy.
I bought it last week. It was... I can feel... but I can't... The last of the candy has vanished. Measured against the exploding freight car, I think the railway will overlook the loss. This is the first torch I ever made. It's not too bad if I do say so myself. The last of the candy has vanished. The last of the candy... It's smoking and the curtains turn. I don't know what. I'll have to try something else. Whiskey, scotch, rum. High-proof rum. Could be useful. Rum from... That should do it. The last of the can...
Voy.
The last of...
Voy un segundo.
The material won't be able to soak up any more alcohol. I've filled the bowl. Strong stuff.
Voy.
Rum from Austria. Rum from Austria. The material...
Bueno, pues vamos a dejar aquí. Tengo que hacer una antorchita.
The material won't be able to...
Yo tengo que irme por aquí, que lo coge. Bueno.
I bought it. It was set aside for... The material won't be...
Bueno, pues hasta aquí.